Good morning, everyone. Today is a day inside. I am working and I'm just going to clean up around the house, and I think I'm going to do a Q&A later on because I asked some people on Twitter for some questions, and I think I'm going to do a post to Instagram and get some additional questions as well and do that because I am running short on vlog footage and I'm not going to be going out for a bit because I'm trying to save money. So I'm going to refrain from going out too often. Yeah, so I really need to do laundry because my laundry is chaos. It's been chaos on my floor forever. It literally has become this mess of clean and dirty that pretty much has become a combination of semi-dirty clothing. So I seriously need to do laundry today, and it's the perfect day outside. It's like 20 degrees even though it's like November 4th or whatever. So that's crazy. Like, man, it's interesting because I'm starting to get into the Christmas spirit because in Canada it's already been snowing a couple times, and here it's like still summer basically, even though there's like this strange chill, which I find interesting because it's 20 degrees outside yet the temperature of the earth, I guess, is chilled now. So it's this weird hot versus cold, so my feet are cold all the time and my hands are always cold. It's really interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a cup of coffee. I have makeup on even though I'm staying inside because I wanted to look good for you guys. I didn't want to look like a bum all day. Yeah, so let's go get some coffee. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna have chia seeds with granola and yogurt. So what I'm doing for this is I'm actually adding about 1 tablespoon of chia seeds into my bowl. Then I am going to let them soak in some almond milk for a bit. I'm putting a significant amount of almond milk because chia seeds absorb like 1,000 times their weight in moisture. Or not 1,000, I'm just talking about hyaluronic acid there, but you know. You know. I feel like this daily vlog is going to become a what I eat in a day video. Yeah, I'm just mixing that just so that they all get coated. And then I'm gonna leave that to sit and soak for a few minutes and I'll come back. Alright, so it's been a while and my chia seeds have absorbed all that almond milk and are looking yummy. Anyway, I'm just going to take this here yogurt and add some of that in, maybe about like, I don't know, 3 tablespoons worth. Let's see. I just pour it in because then it doesn't make like as much of a mess. Next, I am just going to take this here Japanese brand granola and just going ahead and adding maybe about like half a cup worth of it. Yeah, pretty much like half a cup. Okay, that's what I am going to eat for my breakfast today, even though it's like, I don't know, I swear it's like 2 o'clock now. That's okay. Alright, it is time for dinner. It's like 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna make my favorite quinoa salad, which is kind of like a potluck style quinoa salad. It changes depending on what kind of stuff I have on the fridge. So anyway, I'm just gonna make my quinoa right now in this saucepan. So I am going to make 1 cup of quinoa, so I'm just going to add that. A lot of people say you should rinse your quinoa, but I don't really care. And I'm just going to add a bunch of water to that. Basically fill it up about maybe 2 centimeters above the line of the quinoa, and then just rapid boil it until it's all cooked. I like to try to overcook my quinoa so that it absorbs the most water possible. You should generally do that with anything that is very high fiber because it's easier on your stomach if you do it that way, and you actually receive the full benefits of ingesting a ton of fiber when you kind of overcook it with a lot of water. So I'm going to just boil this now. These are all the vegetables I'm going to be putting in. I also am going to add additional things, but this is like the room I have right now to work with. So first I'm going to have a whole carrot. I'm just going to cut off that gross end there. That's a bit soggy. Yuck, we don't want that. And just as per usual, dicing them up. A lot of people like to peel their carrots before slicing them, but I don't really care for the skin. Like, I don't mind it. In fact, there's like no skin at all on carrots, so I don't know what the big hubbub is about. Since this is a salad, you want this stuff to be easy to pick up and bite. and eat, like bite-sized pieces. Basically, the more colorful your salad is, the better it is for you. So add everything in there that looks colorful and fabulous that is a vegetable, and you'll be good to go. And I'm going to add raw broccoli in there as well, and I'm going to use the rest of this head. It's better to eat your broccoli raw because you are able to get all the nutrients out of it. When you steam it or cook it, you kind of start to lose the nutritional value in there. So try to eat it raw, or train yourself to start enjoying raw broccoli, because it's a lot more beneficial for you. You actually get all that fiber and all that good stuff that is great about broccoli. If you're having a hard time getting used to eating raw broccoli, I recommend just lightly steaming it, like blanching it, not necessarily cooking it. That way it kind of takes off the edge of the bitter taste of broccoli. I've customized myself to enjoy the taste raw, so I don't really have that problem anymore. Next, I'm going to add this whole tomato, and I'm just going to slice out that pit, or the core, and then just slicing it up again. And I'm going to add maybe this much onion. Don't want it too oniony, but realistically I can't say no to onions. So good. Recently I really enjoy adding like sweet potato into my salads, so I'm just taking about that much. My quinoa basically is ready. I'm just going to be adding my favorite mixed beans into there to warm them up a bit. I really love adding beans to my quinoa. I like doing this because then it kind of turns your quinoa into a complete protein, plus like crazy fiber and carbohydrates, but literally it's mostly protein and fiber now, so it's pretty amazing for your health and delicious. Warming those up, stirring them through. Also, I will add a handful of frozen spinach. Maybe I'll add another handful, to be honest. Add the rest of the bag. Yeah, rest of the bag. Okay, check. And then once again, stirring that through to heat everything up, or to defrost everything basically. I also bought these salmon fillets from the grocery store, so I'm going to make those in my fish oven right now as a side, and I'll eat one of them with my salad. Alright, so this is what I have going on so far, and I strained my quinoa mixture and it's all ready to go. It is hot. You can cool it by rinsing it underwater, but I'm impatient. I don't want to wait forever for it to dry off after. So I'm just going to add it all raw and hot up in there on my veggies. Okay, I need a bigger spoon now. Right, but before I mix it, I'm going to add my sauce of choice, and for today I am using this sesame-based salad dressing. I honestly change it up all the time. I haven't found a perfect salad dressing that I love yet here in Japan, so I'm still experimenting. Try ones out, different changes all the time. So I'm just going to go for it and add this. Of course, like, you can add whatever salad dressing you prefer. I actually really enjoy the sesame-based ones here in Japan lately. I think they're rather tasty, and I just add however much I want. I'm adding a lot though, since this is like bulk leftover style quinoa salad. So I'm adding like pretty much the whole bottle because I'm cray. Salad's gonna last me quite a few days also, a few meals. And then just stirring it, combining everything. Remember guys, when you're making salads, make sure you have more vegetables and healthy foods in ratio to carbs. I know with my pasta salad recipe, I always make sure I have way more vegetables than I do pasta. Because, I mean, if you're adding more pasta than vegetables, it's not necessarily a salad anymore, is it? It's more just pasta with vegetables. So yeah, keep that in mind whenever you're making anything that's salad based. It should have more vegetables in ratio to carbs. Anyway, yeah, that is the quinoa salad for tonight's dinner. I'm also going to make some soba noodles and pasta sauce in addition, because I have to get rid of the pasta sauce in the fridge, so I'm going to do that now and talk to you later. Alright, so I am here with my dinner at my kotatsu, keeping warm because the night has fallen upon us, meaning that it's become chilly here in Tokyo. So I think I'm going to eat now while I do my Q&A. I asked you guys on all my social media networks to send me your questions. Notifications. There's too many notifications. So yeah, I'm going to eat while I do this Q&A. I'm going to try to keep it as quick as possible. If not, sorry in advance. But first, let me try my pasta salad. Quinoa salad. Delicious as always. Also, this is what my salmon looks like. I baked it in my fish grill and put sriracha sauce all over it. I need that sriracha in my life. And then I just have soba noodles with a carbonara sauce on it because I had leftover carbonara that I had to get rid of, the sauce. And I don't eat pasta noodles. I prefer soba. It's better for your health. More fiber, more nutrients, not as heavy on the carbs. You know, it's just healthier. It's a healthier alternative to spaghetti noodles. Okay, so let's go to the first question. Top 3 favorite things you like about Japan. Top 3 favorite things I like about Japan. Okay, right off the bat, convenience, which can be applied to anywhere in Asia because everything is very conveniently close. It's just a very convenient country to live in. Everything is done so that it will be convenient for you. Paying bills, getting your money, getting around, transportation is so much easier than in Canada. Convenience stores are just amazing in Asia for some reason. So convenience is one. The second thing would be, I don't know, I think I am someone who enjoys not knowing what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like, I love that feeling of being unsure about yourself in another country. Like, something is exciting about it, and it makes you, I guess it kind of makes you feel young again. I mean, I'm not that old, I'm only 24. Yeah, I'm only 24. I guess I am kind of old. But it's just this feeling of, I guess, innocence and childhood that you don't get as an adult. So it kind of brings back this interesting feeling. So that's what I like about living in Japan. And of course, the culture. I love the culture. Japan's somewhere I've always wanted to live since I was very young. So I like the cultural aspect of it, since Canada isn't really a country that has much historical culture. Being somewhere that does have it everywhere, like visibly everywhere, is outstanding for me. Are you planning on living in Korea again after Japan? No, I'm not planning on ever moving back to Korea. I did my time there. I had 2 years there. If I wanted to go back to Korea, I would have to find a career job, which is not something I'm interested in doing. And it's a lot of work, too, for me to go back there. So I think I would only ever go back to visit. Plus, Korea is not a country I would want to raise a family in or settle down in. So, no. Next question. How did you and Kim meet? Kim and I met about almost 2 years ago in Korea, the first time she ever came. She messaged me on YouTube or in my email somewhere and asked if I wanted to meet up and hang out. So I showed her around Korea, and that is how I first met her 2 years ago. What methods or resources are you using to learn Japanese? I am using the Genki books. The Genki books work well. I also use a lot of podcasts. Those work well, and apps for remembering to read and stuff like that. I also previously was trying to learn Japanese like way back in the day. And for that I was using, what's it called? That program. I can't remember. I was using one of those like language learning programs. Also, being in Japan generally helps you hear phrases and things like that, and you just generally start to learn from being here. How did you get an interest in Asia or Japan? It started when I was, of course, like anyone else, it started from like Sailor Moon. Any girl my age, my generation would know that. I think my interest truly started when I watched the movie Memoirs of a Geisha. That kind of like introduced a bit of the history of Japan to me and the reality of Japan as like a real place where flaws happen and there's, you know, prostitution and shit like that. And that got me really interested in Japan as a culture, not as an entertainment country for anime. So it all began there, and ever since I've always wanted to go to Japan and try living in Japan for a year. What surprised or surprises you the most about Japan? Honestly, nothing surprises me because I lived in Korea previously for 2 years. Like, nothing surprised me. But if I was to go, like, if I was to switch it around and live in Japan before Korea, I think what would surprise me the most is the people. Asian culture is very different from Western culture. The mannerisms is different. How they treat women is different. And foreigners, like being a foreigner or a minority, is extremely different. For me, at least, I come from a very whitewashed small town, farm town in Canada. So being the minority is definitely a surprise. So that's definitely one of them. Do you plan on doing more traveling after Japan? Yes, I am not done traveling, and I might be going somewhere else after Japan. I'm not 100% sure yet, though. Is it easy making friends in Korea and Japan? I'm planning to live in both, but I'm scared of not being able to make friends. Don't be scared. To be honest, all my friends were made through YouTube, so I'm not too sure about my own personal experiences outside of it being a YouTuber, but a lot of people usually go to like foreigner bars or find Facebook events where they can meet other foreigners. If you're looking to meet Korean or Japanese people, it can be hard, especially if you're not fluent in the language. And the only way I can recommend to make friends is through language exchange. That's what most people do to make friends, or through your work that you end up doing in that country, or if you're a student, then people through school. But I think your best bet would be through language exchange events or programs. And there's a hair stuck to my lip and it's driving me crazy. Ugh. Always happens to me. There's always hair. When do you plan on going back to Canada? Can you speak Japanese/Korean? I'm probably going to go back to... Actually, there's no set in stone. Like, I don't know where I'm going to be in a few months, but maybe I'll be back in Canada by the end of my time here, or maybe I'll be somewhere else. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I would love to go home for Christmas, but it's a bit expensive. And do you speak Japanese or Korean? I'm about, like, beginner level in both, so that's why I never, like, try to flaunt my language speaking abilities, because I tend to really suck at learning other languages. Like, I know enough to, like, do basic things, but not on a conversational level, or I can hear things and understand what people are saying or what the conversation is about, but I can't reciprocate. Same with Korean. Like, I can order food just fine and all that stuff and answer, like, baby questions, but it doesn't go beyond that level. But mind you, I've never done any actual courses or gone to school for language speaking, so that's probably why. How long do you plan to stay in Japan, and do you want to extend your stay? I'm going to only stay for 1 year. I came to the conclusion, actually, during this week that I'm most definitely going to be leaving Japan once my time here is up, my 1 year stay. Just because I feel like Japan doesn't really have any more to offer me. A lot of people may be surprised by that, thinking, oh, Japan's so great, stuff like that. But, like, honestly, I've lived in Asian countries for 3 years. It would be 3 years after this, and I think I'm done. I want to move elsewhere. I want to experience other types of countries. So, yeah. I think I'm happy with what I've gotten out of Japan. When is the best time to go shopping for clothes in Japan or Korea? Japan, it's, I think it's those holiday sales. Honestly, you guys, I haven't been here long enough to know about Japan for shopping, like the best times. But I know there's those New Year's or winter or Christmas sales where they give those lucky bags. That's usually the good time to shop, from what I know. And in Korea, it doesn't matter. You can shop every day, it's fine. Like, the prices aren't going to change. Just go to Gangnam Station, it's so cheap always, like, every day. All day, every day shopping in Korea, basically. Here's a good one. Did you grow up in Japan? If not, any tips on moving there? Also, how do you become confident? I did not grow up in Japan. Welcome to my channel. You must be new, because I am Canadian. I've always lived in Canada until recently. Any tips on moving there? Just go to your Korean consulate, ask the questions there, pack as light as possible, think about it. You don't need to bring your whole life. You can shop and buy things here. It's not like it's a third world country. You can get everything you need here, so think carefully about what you're going to pack and save up a lot of money. That's pretty much it. How do you become confident? Honestly, like, I'm not confident. I try to act confident to trick myself into being confident. It seems to work well for me. Otherwise, I'm definitely not confident at all. What are the products that you like the most? I feel like that's too relevant to my beauty channel, but I really like the Beta Castle cream. I really love that. I love all CosRX products. Those I really like. I love the Klairs brand for skincare because it works well for my skin, never breaks me out or causes me irritation, only does good. And I really like Innisfree brand everything as well, especially their cushions. Their cushions work really well for me. Yeah, definitely check out my monthly favorites video, because then you can see everything that I really liked, so I'll link that in the above, so you guys can check that out. It's on my main channel, so I usually do a monthly favorites every month, so if you're curious of what kind of products I'm recently loving, definitely check those out. Do you have any recommendations for the products that stay on all day? Jeffree Star, all the way. Jeffree Star is the best. The ColourPop ones are hit and miss for their quality, but Jeffree Star always does it up good. It's always lasting. And Kylie's are actually really good, even though a lot of people don't promote Kylie or don't want to give in to the Kardashian industry, but she makes good products, so. What is the scariest thing that has happened to you since you've lived in Japan? The only scary thing I had happen was that cop incident that I did in a previous vlog. I'll link it in the cards above. I just got stopped by the cops basically for like no real apparent reason. That scared me. Actually, no. There was a time in the konbini near my house where a drunk guy was like following me and getting really close to me and being like, oh, Nissan, and like getting really up on me, and you know, it was very creepy and intrusive of my space, and you know, and was like following me around and waiting for me outside the konbini. So I had to go out the back door and wait there until him and his drunk friends left. That was really scary, but I mean, nothing I couldn't handle, right? Favorite Japanese comfort snack? Pudding, that's about it. I don't really eat any other snacks. I try to avoid snacking because it's not good for me, except pudding. Definitely pudding. Do you think you would ever buy a house? If yes, what country do you think you want to buy it in, and why? I would like to own a house one day, definitely. I want to be able to have a home to call my own, but I think that's nowhere in my near future. I'm in no financial position to be buying a house. If anything, I'm going to be renting for a long time. And if I do buy a house, it most likely will be in Canada. You know, family, that's where I would want to raise kids, potentially. Unless, for some reason, life brings me elsewhere. But, you know, I don't really plan that far ahead. When would you expecting to make a vanity tour? I don't have a vanity, so I can't really tour anything. Literally, all my makeup is on this kotatsu, like, right here. So I guess I'll do that soon, but it's going to be the ugliest vlog you've ever seen, so I'm not really, like, confident in showing my makeup collection since it's scattered everywhere and it's chaos. What Canadian food do you miss the most? My homemade Brussels sprouts. I make the best homemade Brussels sprouts, and I miss that because you can't get Brussels sprouts in Japan or Asia. Do you watch other YouTubers regularly? Yes, I watch all my friends here in Japan. I also watch Jeffree Star, Nikki Tutorials, Manny Mua, Sawyer Hartman, love him. What are some of your favorite online shopping sites? Gmarket. I get all my clothes off Gmarket. Otherwise, I buy them in Korea in the underground subway stations. But you can find the same style that I wear on Gmarket, and that's literally the only clothing store I shop on online. Would you do a meetup in NYC? I've never been to New York, but I feel like no one would turn up. Like, you guys, I'm such a small channel, like, maybe I'll ask on Twitter if anyone's nearby, but I'd never host a meetup. I don't think I ever would. Like, I'm just too small of a YouTuber. How do you balance your work life, social life, and social media? I do a really bad job of it, to be honest. I never message my friends, or, like, I'm really bad for messaging friends, so I've lost a lot of friendships over the years because of that. I'm not good at balancing anything. My work life is social media, so it kind of gets jumbled into my own social media work, so that kind of balances itself out, but otherwise I'm terrible at keeping tabs with my friends. So if I'm not making like a conscious hard effort at it, then like I tend to not message people for months, then suddenly I realize it's been half of a year, and then suddenly it's been 2 years and I'm like, oh god, what happened? Would you ever do a meet and greet in Tokyo? Probably not. Like I said, I'm a really small channel, so but if you guys ever see me out on the streets, feel free to say hi, come up to me. Usually when I'm alone on the streets, I look miserable, or like I'm on a mission walk because I walk really fast when I'm alone. But feel free to come up and say hi if you see me. I actually prefer that than people like messaging on one of my old videos being like, I saw you. Like, it just kind of creeps me out like that. But if you just come up and say hi, I'll be really happy. Home exercises I love. this past year I've been focusing on legs and glutes. So I do a lot of squats, hip raises. I do hip raises. I do that one, that donkey kick one where you put your leg up backwards. I run, so that's my main thing. I make sure I always try to run. Like if I'm going to work out, I'm going to run. And then when I come back, I'll finish off by doing those key focus exercises. I do sumo squats to work my inner thighs. And I was doing those like dips, those like tricep dips. That's about it for my home workout routine, but running is the priority important one. Favorite K-pop group? Blackpink right now is my favorite. What's in your everyday purse bag? Check the cards above. I already did a video on my main channel literally showing what I carry in my bag. B, what's your plan in 10 years? No plan. 5 years? No plan. One day do you want to become brunette or have dark hair? I prefer myself with a natural light brown color. Dark brown I feel can be too harsh on my face since I generally have soft features. Dark brown, I don't know, it's not for me. It doesn't suit my personality. It doesn't suit how I like to see myself. I do float between having really blonde to having like natural blonde to having light brown. Right now I want to be more on the light brown side. Maybe I'll go medium ash brown, but I think I'm going to stay with the light brown shade. My natural hair color is like a very mousy ash, medium to light brown anyway, so. Which countries are on top of your bucket list to go to? I really want to go to Australia. I want to live in Australia. Actually, if anyone already knows or doesn't know, my boyfriend is currently living there. He's going to be doing a year there. He's already been in Australia for 5 months, and he's currently working like in the outback doing bird work. So I want to go there next. If he ends up finding like a stable job, then that honestly might be the next country I go to in the next few months. If he doesn't want to stay there for an additional year, then I'll probably go back to Canada because I can't afford to live in Australia on my own. It's way too expensive. Yeah, so I don't know. That might happen. That might not happen. Otherwise, I definitely want to go to Greece. I want to go to Santorini and like, you know, and I want to go to Bali, and I want to go everywhere. Yeah, I want to go everywhere. There's no country I don't want to go to be honest. Anyway, you guys, that's all the questions I'm going to do today. This video's also already gotten way out of hand, way too long. It's like 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes. So I'm going to eat my cold food now and watch some Gilmore Girls because I have been addicted to Gilmore Girls lately. Oh, it's so good. It's my first time watching it. I feel like I couldn't appreciate it because I was too young when it was on TV. But now that I'm like 25, I can relate to both sides of like their personalities and their life. So I am just dying for Gilmore Girls. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Sorry if it was a bit boring. It was just a stay-at-home day for me, but I wanted to do a Q&A and share some of my daily, regular life with you guys because it's been a while since I've done that. So anyway, if you like this kind of video, then let me know in the comment section down below. Remember to thumbs up this video to help me out and subscribe if you want to see more. I upload a video every other day on this channel. And do check out my beauty channel down below because I do a lot there as well, 1 to 2 videos a week. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!